Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something you've absolutely experienced, but maybe haven't realized is completely transforming right under our noses. We are talking about the front desk and how technology is actually putting a fresh, human face on digital check-ins.
So, picture this. I know you've been here, you've been traveling literally all day, you're exhausted. You've dragged heavy luggage through a maze of an airport, you finally get to your hotel lobby and boom, what do you see? A massive queue. Your heart just completely sinks, right? You've got to ask yourself, in today's hyper-connected world, why does this process still feel so incredibly broken?
Well, to answer that, here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the arrival problem. Second, the video check-in solution. Third, how it actually works. Fourth, the benefits for everyone. And finally, the challenges and human impact.
Okay, let's jump straight into Section 1, the arrival problem, diagnosing the friction.
You see, the traditional check-in model is just struggling under a cascading series of issues. I mean, think about it. Peak demand doesn't really care about a business's staffing plan, right? A front desk might be a total ghost town at 2 p.m., but then get absolutely slammed by a wave of arrivals at 6 p.m. And when staff schedules stretch thin, those frustrating queues pop up in minutes. To make things worse, our expectations are sky high now. We're so used to lightning-fast mobile boarding passes and instant QR payments on our phones, so when we walk into a hotel or a clinic, we're subconsciously judging that reception desk against those exact same high-speed digital standards.
There's a quote that really hits the nail on the head here. A line at reception is not neutral. It feels like lost time. And honestly, that is so true. When you're a tired guest just dreaming of a comfy bed, that wait feels deeply visceral. And from the business side, it's just as bad. A waiting visitor clogs up the lobby and drags on-site employees away from much higher value, complex work. So yeah, it's pretty much a lose-lose scenario for everyone involved.
Which brings us to Section 2, the video check-in solution.
So, how are businesses actually fixing this? Let's break down the options. The traditional on-site model is highly personal, obviously great for a luxury white-glove welcome, but it's super inflexible. On the flip side, you've got purely self-service kiosks. They're fast, sure, but they can feel really sterile and, honestly, they only really work for the most basic, straightforward arrivals. But here is where it gets interesting. Video chat check-in finds this incredible hybrid sweet spot. It lets staff work from remote or hybrid locations while keeping the guest experience guided, flexible, and most importantly, human. It is practically tailor-made for handling peak times and managing late arrivals across multiple different sites.
Now, for this hybrid magic to actually work, there's a hidden layer of technology doing the heavy lifting. I mean, we're not just talking about an iPad on a stick here. It requires deep integration with a property management system, or PMS if you're in the hospitality world, and CRM systems for corporate spaces. This kind of integration instantly connects your reservation to your room status, your payment info, and your access rights all in real time. It's the reason why commercial-grade hardware like Friendlyway's self-service kiosks actually function smoothly as smart digital touchpoints rather than just some frustrating, clunky screen.
Moving right along to Section 3, how it actually works, creating a seamless experience.
Let's walk through the exact 4-step journey so you can really visualize this. First off, the guest initiates the check-in. They might scan a QR code or tap a sleek wall-mounted screen. The interface keeps it super simple, just one clear step at a time, zero clutter. Next, if they hit a snag or if the process just requires it, boom, a live video connection opens up with a trained remote agent. Step 3, that agent gently guides the guest through secure identity verification, like scanning a passport or an ID card right there at the kiosk. And finally, access is granted. You get your room key, your PIN, or your visitor badge. A genuinely good system doesn't just flash completed and leave you hanging. The agent is right there to make sure you know exactly where to go next.
And you know what? This isn't just for hotels. Let's look at a real-world example outside of hospitality. Baywa, a major building materials store. They use Friendlyway Welcome 43 Pro kiosks to bridge the gap between in-store customers and centralized experts via Microsoft Teams. It's pretty brilliant. A customer can walk right in, get highly specialized product advice face-to-face over video, pay with their card, and even print their documents right there at the machine. The business gets to offer instant expert knowledge on demand without having to pay an expert to physically stand around in every single local branch.
All right, let's get into Section 4, benefits for everyone, operators and users.
The business logic behind this is just absolute genius. By shifting the routine, boring steps to a screen and routing the tricky stuff to live people, you drastically cut down waiting times. And because a single remote reception team can cover multiple locations, think a whole chain of hotels or several corporate lobbies, you aren't forced to fully staff a front desk just to handle the absolute worst 20 minutes of the evening rush. But the biggest win, honestly, it's the 24/7 availability. Imagine a guest arriving at 1 a.m. off a delayed flight. They still get to talk to a bright, real human being. Multilingual staff or senior agents can seamlessly support dozens of properties without ever leaving their centralized desk.
Now, let's flip the script and look at this from the guest's point of view. Think about purely contactless check-in. It can feel completely sterile, right? It's honestly kind of the worst version of automation. A blank screen with no escape route. If your document fails to scan or a name doesn't match perfectly, you're just stranded. Compare that to video check-in. The human signal is totally preserved. A remote agent can smile, they can clarify a confusing issue, calm down a totally frustrated traveler, and just adapt on the fly. Real help is quite literally just one tap away.
Okay, let's wrap things up with Section 5, Challenges and Human Impact, exploring the human reaction.
Of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Businesses have to clear some pretty significant hurdles to pull this off. First up is connectivity. I mean, the video call cannot lag, and the audio has to be crystal clear. When a screen inevitably acts up, there absolutely must be a solid plan B. Second is user experience, or UX. The design has to be foolproof. Think large buttons and immediate language options, so anyone can use it. And finally, privacy. Guests are naturally a bit squeamish about holding their IDs up to a camera. The privacy logic needs to be super obvious, especially in wide-open lobbies, so users feel completely confident that their data is protected.
And that brings up a really crucial point. Transparency matters. You might actually remember this from last year when NDTV covered a viral video of a Miami hotel guest checking in with a remote front desk worker over a screen. That short clip sparked this massive, widespread public debate about virtual reception, outsourcing, and the impact on local jobs. Looking at it objectively from an operational standpoint, it highlights a critical lesson for any business adopting this tech. You simply cannot hide the model. You have to frame it honestly, design the experience flawlessly, and ensure the guest always feels genuinely served rather than just coldly processed.
Which brings us to the end of today's explainer. I want to leave you with a final, provocative thought to chew on next time you travel. Is the traditional front desk actually disappearing, or is it simply moving to the cloud? Customer service is evolving fast, and this hybrid future, well, it's already here. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I highly encourage you to keep questioning how the systems around you are built. Catch you next time.